Hello, beautiful hearts. We are talking about walk-ins, what it is, and why it's happening. My guest today is Candice Davis, and she's going to share her story. It's an amazing experience, and it's all about planetary healing, how we can step up in partnership with the off-planet realms for planetary healing. Candice, hi, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Lauren, for having me on the show. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching. I'm so happy to be here. And I cannot wait to talk about what's been going on with the galactics.
All right, so we know that Three Eye Atlas is coming near our sun in just a short while. We know that that is labeled as an asteroid, but other people are tuning into that. We can get into that in just a little bit. But I want to talk about your walk-in because something happened there and it was very interesting. Can you take us to that year of 2022 and share with us what happened?
Yeah, I was actually on a retreat in Georgia, going through, as most of us do in a spiritual retreat, these practices. And all of a sudden, I had this extreme amount of pressure, as if an elephant was sitting on my chest, like the weight of the world was on your shoulders. It really felt like I was being squeezed, and my mind went, oh my gosh, am I having a heart attack? you know, Sitting in lotus position, on the floor, like, is this where I'm going to die? It was so intense. And within an instant, the pressure went from being pushed on my chest to through my back and up my spine. And I had this feeling of um, like I was being birthed. And really, I screamed like a newborn baby, like, ah, I didn't know what happened. My vision went. I lost the ability to hear. My ears were ringing. I lost the ability to see. And as things were slowly buzzing, fuzzy coming around, the practitioner who was hosting the spiritual retreat was over by me, by my side, and was kind of holding me. And I just had this realization, like, oh my gosh, I am here on Earth. Like, wow, I'm here. This is amazing. I forgot who I was. I forgot my name. It was just this overwhelming feeling of love, of newness, of excitement, of being here, and bliss is what I could say. So it did take some time to integrate. I remember, excuse me, going through the rest of the few hours and loving every part of my body. I was like, oh wow, these are my boobs. This is my belly. These are my arms, my hair. I was so fascinated. I didn't know how to eat. So we were served meals. And I was like, wow, like this is this is food. Like, what do I do with this? And the extreme amount of joy I felt in those hours afterwards, just like if you were being born as an adult, like what all of that newness would be. But it was like walking in this cloud of love. Nobody could do no harm. Everybody was just glowing around me. Um, and then reality hit when I had to drive a car to get to the airport. And I got in a little accident because I didn't know how to drive a car. And it was quite a feat and probably very hilarious to other people around me that were seeing me in this state. And, then I went home to my family, and my husband and my kids were like, what happened to mom? Why is she acting so weird? And then I had to go into work, and I was a school principal at the time of a 6th through 12th grade public school. So, to navigate the three-dimensional earth plane as a walk-in into the body, I was a hot mess, as you say, for a while. So it took finding a mentor, finding different healers to help me piece together what had occurred and why I was hearing voices, why I was seeing things. And so
Oh,
3 years later, I'm still integrating and getting upgrades and going on spaceships and having the galactics who positioned this being inside this body, and all of that's coming through for now for this time that we are in right now.
okay. Let's go deeper into that, Candice. This is so amazing. Here you had this happen in a retreat, in public, so to speak, and that's fine. But then you leave the retreat and you have to deal with 3D life. What
Mhm.
did your family say? I mean, and so as you integrated this whole experience, what happened to the old you? Have you identified that? And who
Yes,
is this
yes,
being?
of course. Thank you for your questions. The biggest thing my family said is that, wow, mom got nicer.
Because you were just in this love bubble. Okay.
Right. And the fact that judgment ceased. So seeing the larger picture for everything, I was not as quick to judge my children, for things or my colleagues or that of which I worked. So what had occurred was a soul braid. So my natal soul did leave the body and for a time and was always in the back by a small thread to help me navigate the world. So the blessing that the natal soul did not to fully leave, completely gone for good, was to help me integrate and walk within the human world. When the natal soul is sometimes around, when I can call on her, Candice, I kept the name, it's who this body is, and she will help me bring back memories, working with family, as we gather to know certain things. But there are quite a few memories that I've just um, don't access in a way. I don't feel like they're lost, they're just not accessible. When I worked through things through meditation and having other healers support me, realized that there was an Andromedan aspect that came in, and this being that initially came in 2020 is aboard a ship that I get to frequent often. And so when that light body was within me, I found I have the most healing able with my physical body, helping others to assist them in healing their physical body as well. But the predominant galactic being that is here, there's kind of four of them. The Andromeda I talked about really helps with the healing of this physical vessel and the healing of others. Is I work with a male and a female ascended humans on the planet Ligamaika, which is within our galaxy. So they help me create these portals where humans on this planet can travel to the other enlightened, awakened human planet in other places. So part of the energies that come through are, um, I like to call it like the man that used to be in elevators, have his image like way back in the day, and you would have a man or a woman that would push the buttons on the elevators. That's sort of what they showed me how my energies work. So as humans want to either remote view or travel in their astral body or their light body, I can help hold open those spaces for them. And that's how like their healing happens. I don't really do any of that particular, healing. It's part of their message that I have to share with humans doing their own healing, their own work. But my frequencies help to push the right buttons and open those portals and those corridors. So the male and the female humans I work with on that planet of ascended humans, that's what we do together. And then there's the fourth aspect who is on a water planet, and I can't say his name because it's without human language. It's all in light, and I tried before and butchered it, and I don't even want to do that with my voice. But he is all water being. So him and I are one, and that's, 75%. I mean, if you were to quantify it humanly like that, who I am, who's within this body, and we work with the waters, the healing the waters of the earth and the waters in the human body. So since June, really, I have accessed and merged myself with these different um, facets. And I'm seeing more people come out and come to me who also have these different facets and working with them to open up the channels so they can access their own wisdom full time more. So I feel like I talked a lot, but that was a lot.
No, that is so fascinating, really fascinating. So there's four aspects of you, the Andromeda being. So I'm going to ask you about that. And the male and female ascended humans, that's really interesting. And the water being, four aspects that are now integrated with you in the physical vessel. And yet you're still, I love that soul braid. There's still a thread of the old Candice that is there to help you navigate. So fascinating. So, um, sometimes this would not do well with integration into the family, but yet it seems like everything's okay. So, in some level, that is an agreement that you had with this soul braid and these other aspects. So, very interesting.
Yeah,
With,
and I can speak to that real quick just because,
please.
we're here
Okay.
and we're
Yeah.
we're living the body, and so my husband is a walk-in too. He had a near-death experience in 1998 on New Year's Eve where he died in a car accident and physically dead when the ambulance and stuff came.
And did he know that before, or did your experience help him remember?
My experience helped him remember because I saw his
Wow, I got chills.
near-death experience, and I was able to know that I called him in. So we had this partnership, knowing that we would both be completely different entities in time. And, I met him in 99, I think, and we've been married 25 years. So it was a, a mutual beneficial thing that's unfolding for both of us in very beautiful ways. Again, I did have to leave my work, my job as a school principal. That was just getting too challenging and it wasn't aligned with my soul's purpose. So although I loved my job as, a teacher in education and working with the kids, I knew I couldn't sustain that. And it wasn't what I had to do. If they're coming from all these galaxies and different dimensions into this physical vessel, then honoring that has been the biggest courage moment of this body's life.
Kudos to you, Candice, for being able to do that, for being bold, for not shoving it under the rug, but to really embrace it, grab the bull by the horns, and own it. And so it just makes me wonder, why does this happen? Have you thought or spoken to those aspects about there's
Yeah.
something there to assist the planet? It's time, and we couldn't do it in the old soul. The old soul in this body couldn't do it. Can you speak to that, please? Why?
Yes, I have asked that question quite a few times, and the answer is really because of love. But
Mhm.
each of those aspects have different um, flavors of love that they say. And for the water being, Gaia had called him in because it was time to initiate the healing of the waters because the humans have been asking for the clean water, for the waters of the earth to be healed. So this collective cry out, it was time to activate this present, this I don't want to say machine, but it's type just to kind of, push the button and activate the wheels of change to go in. And so, very specifically, it was the love of Gaia, the love of the Mother Earth that had called not just me, but there's also other beings that work specifically with clearing the air pollution, clearing the land pollution, helping the animals of the earth. There's quite a few of us that work with the specific elementals for Mother Gaia's healing, just because it is time. And when I channel my Andromedan aspect, they can see this full big picture. They're very old, ancient beings that live in a very, very high dimension. And it is hard for them to coalesce into like the fifth dimension, is pretty much how low that they are willing to go. And we have to raise our vibration up to meet them there. And so having an aspect aboard a ship that is within our earth plane in the fifth dimension tells me that the love level of love of why this happens is so that we can do the work and have support in doing our work to raise the vibration of human consciousness. And they work a lot with the mind. And my soul, before the walk-in happened, I used to teach mindfulness and meditation to children. And so I think that was really my own education, to learn how the human mind works and to be able to incorporate some of that Andromedan love fluid into the physical body realm to help our consciousness raise, to meet them, to see them, for that aspect. I feel like I got off on a little tangent. I felt like they wanted to go
No,
somewhere
no,
else.
it's
Hopefully
okay.
I
There's
answered
there's
your
so many
question.
tangents we can go on, and I actually want to call out to our YouTube audience if you're watching this and it compels you, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. You have a course that is based on this teaching from these aspects, and we're going to talk about that. That is the portals, the seven oceanic portals, and this is a series that actually assists in planetary healing, and that's your work on the planet. It's so beautiful, and it's in partnership with the Andromedan beings, and the male and female ascended humans. I'm going to ask you about those and the water being, but I first want to say, tell us about the Andromedans from what you know. Like, are you able to see? Can you tell us what they look like? What's it like being on the ship? Or do you not see too much because it's a different dimension? What's that like?
Yeah. So yes, I can. I do see some things, and some things are still grayed out, most likely because I am shedding belief systems in this physical body. But I would like to first, may I share that image of the
Oh,
picture of the ship?
oh, now tell us how you got this picture. Did you
Yeah.
did you create it? Did you take a photo of it?
No, it is a real photo that was taken in 3D.
Okay.
And I was not the person who took it, but I saw it as well as several people who were a part of this um, program that I was a part in, and even people who were staying at the retreat center who were not a part of the program witnessed these lights in the sky. So
Okay.
this occurred during a Stargate experience called the Cosmic Communal Liftoff, which happened in Boone, North Carolina, at the Art of Conscious Living Center. And we had just finished a contact night. And what you will see in the picture is a large Andromedan ship that lowered its vibration into the fifth dimension. And so if you were open to these things, you saw it. People that were there not for this spiritual retreat, but that live around, they wouldn't have seen the ship if
They
they
would
were
have to
not
be
ready.
of a vibration, right? You'd
Yeah,
have to be, if
open
it's
to it.
with them, you have an open heart, open to it, open heart, a belief that it could be possible.
Hmm.
Okay, and so that's how some are seen and some are not.
Hmm.
Fascinating. Oh,
Yes. And so what you'll notice is the lights above the temple of where our meeting space was held. And you will see if hopefully the image, blow it up on your YouTube screen, lights that are coming down like a haze of a golden aura where they were bridging this gap. Again, part of what my energies do is opening up these portals and bridging the gap so that the human dimension, wherever you are at, third or fourth, it's not really linear, but can raise their vibration enough to experience. And so during this contact night, there was a call for those who are ready to come aboard the ship. And when I did, that was when all of these codes had opened within me, and I could have now daily contact just as much as I talk to my husband as I do with my Andromedan aspect. Whereas before it was always a little veiled and like, what do you say? And now it's a complete meld. And I would love to share a healing experience that some of you can have and have had your own healing experiences aboard these ships. So I'll share. Okay, hopefully it is now sharing.
Wow.
And again, it's cosmic communal liftoff and boom. So if you see the temple down below, and then above you see some lights on the right, a lower set of lights, and an upper set of lights. So the ship was actually twice the size of the temple complex. And there is a golden cone shaped upside down triangle underneath the ship. And that really is the corridor. As you can imagine, you know how people say, oh, beam me up, you know, and there's this light that comes down. That was their open door to allow us humans to travel into the ship in our light bodies. And so I'd like to share my experience. I think it will help those who may have had contact with beings of any kind to know that you're not alone in this and that everything is safe and in the process of love. All of this is guided by our higher selves, by that pure creative consciousness of which we are, says yes, says we're ready. So let me know, should I stop sharing real quick?
It's just so beautiful. I think we could stare at that and
Mhm.
be in that ship. So, okay, now the Stargate experience and Zazar, that's amazing because that group, the beautiful Jillian and Prageet, right?
Mhm.
Um, or Julianne is her
Mhm.
beautiful name. They are wide open and everyone watching is wide open. So did most of the people see this in that group? Do you know? Yeah.
I think a lot of the people did and experienced things, although it was just levels of openness. My experience, and I can only speak from my experience, is when the invitation was given telepathically to join the ship, I lost complete control of my body. I started to fall out of my chair. Luckily, my husband was next to me and kind of held me up. But I knew I was in two places at once. I could physically see and experience myself in the chair, my body laying limp. I could also see and experience my physical body aboard the spaceship. It was very much a holographic form. If I were to look down at myself, it was matrix. When I was aboard the ship, there was beautiful lights. I could see beings of all different cultures and galaxy of beings. Most of them, the Andromedans were like these wisps. Some that did try to manifest looked more like humans to allow my brain to process and not immediately go into what the heck is that mode. So when aboard the ship, you sort of float in your holographic light body. But I was welcomed along with many others. I saw a lot of other participants that were there as well. And we went into these chambers. Some were like laying on beds if you were laying on a massage table. Others, I was in one where I was standing up. So again, a fractal of myself knew I was in the chair, experiencing some of that, what was going on in the room, experiencing myself dressed as I am aboard the ship, and then also experiencing myself inside a chamber, like a glass vase with a lid on it, where I could see myself, and it was filled with this plasma energy. I didn't feel like I had to breathe. I didn't notice that I was breathing. I didn't notice that I had a heartbeat. And I would constantly check back in with my body in the chair, like, okay, and I could feel my muscles twitching. I knew it's important to be on this planet. And so I didn't want to completely levitate or gravitate to the majority of my light body because there is something with anchoring that energy of the Andromedans into Earth. So I constantly had communication, although I couldn't communicate with anybody that was there. I heard my husband, someone say, "Oh, is she all right?" But I knew I couldn't respond. But when I would focus on my body in this light chamber, this light vase that was filled with a plasma fluid, and an immense amount of energy and warmth, like if you were standing under a vat of honey or molasses pouring over you. It only happened for what felt like a moment, although the whole contact experience was about an hour. And when I came back fully into my body in a chair, there were other things that were happening in the room that were a beautiful release of just false beliefs, old trauma, separation trauma that was occurring. And I was just kind of in this in between, not fully back in my body. I physically saw my ascended human counterparts that were next to me that led me along the trail to go home and to my bed and really guided me back safely to the room I was staying in. And when I physically woke up in the bed the next day, my hands were crinkly, like if you were to take a bath for a long time and your body kind of shrivels. My hands were shriveled that way. I felt water or really the plasma in my ears, in my sinuses. My vision was hazy for about 6 hours. After that, is the healing ability the Andromedans have is tremendous. And when I got home from retreat and recovered, I was able to fully communicate through with my Andromedan aspect. And there are some things that he still wants to share, I feel coming up, and I'm hoping we'll have time for a little bit of a meditation and activation from them, especially related to Three Eye Atlas. And so that's not on my list of what I wanted to talk about, but that's what is on his list of what he wants to talk about.
Okay, all right. We've got a lot of territory to cover, and we're going to have you back because we just want to know more. And most people are like, I want to have what she's having. And that's what you're here to do. And so we'll talk about that in a moment. I want to go, we will do a meditation with you and have your Andromeda aspect come forward and share a message. Let's go to the masculine and feminine ascended humans.
Mhm.
What do you know? Okay, so they're from another planet. And
Yes.
so this is where we as humans are going. What did they look like? Are they still in physical form? It
Mhm.
seems so, but then living in all the dimensions. What's happening there with the ascended human from your viewpoint?
Yeah, I'll take you through a visualization. I have been to that planet Neo-Maiha. I can't say it as fluently as they in their language. They do have a different language other than English, although they can speak English. That's what they speak to me. And they look just like us. My male brother that I communicate with. He's a little bit taller than me. I'm only 5'1". He's about 5'5", curly hair, darker skinned, but looks very, very much human. And there's a female aspect that is taller. She's got red hair, big blue eyes. I also call her my sister. And we work together like a team, like a threesome, specifically to manage and traffic the humans that are visiting that planet and for them to visit certain aspects on our planet too, for they have been waiting. And when I visited their planet, the biggest thing that I could see was just this beautiful red sun. And I live in the desert, so I can relate to intense heat and intense sun, but it was intensity in its color range, but not so much in its heat or energy that it was producing. I got that it was a smaller red star, and the planet is very similar to ours. They have water throughout most of it, but less. There's less water on their planet. A lot of rocky hills and red cliffs and sandstone and but they live in this harmonic field where everything is very cooperative and everybody sort of knows what job that they have to do. This sister planet, which is Earth, has a similar resonance. So when we're raising the vibration of the Earth, they feel that it's their long lost family that is coming back. And it's a worldwide planetary dream for them to be again reunited with their brothers and sisters here on Earth. And so anybody can have contact with them through their intention and through their open heartedness because they are us. We have very similar biological makeup and DNA, and nothing really that was done to them or to us is like done to them. We're the same. Sorry for the confusion. They're just they tell these words really fast, and I see their language, and then I kind of try to have to translate it. But we're one and the same, and so because they're cousins and because their genetic makeup is so similar to ours, we can access them through our 12th dimensional DNA, through that aspect of our DNA that is quantum, because we all share that same galactic ancestry. And they will have a remarkable ability to know what we need when our consciousness doesn't necessarily understand what we need because our mind is in the way. They have beautiful brains. They're just as smart as we are in the sense that they're using their brains to more of a capacity, but they're very much real. They're very much in a physical body. They have babies like we do. They're living their lives very similar to ours, but in a higher dimensional way where there's cooperation, balance, and peace on their earth.
That is what we are striving for. All right, that is so beautiful to know that we can go there and travel there and visit them. Is there an invocation or a protocol? Real quick before we move on to another topic, but how would we make that connection?
One of the ways that I um, found it easiest to make that connection is to whatever way you like to relax and meditate. There's no wrong way into meditation. So if you imagine yourself meditating up above the planet and you see our sun and our solar system, ask that your consciousness connect across our Milky Way galaxy to the other end of the spiral to the planet of ascended humans. And if you imagine like a red dwarf star, that might help, and then a rocky planet that looks like Earth but with less water surrounding it. There are doorways open that certain beings on that planet help to facilitate. travel. But the biggest key is not to have any expectations or preconceived notions of what you will experience. So you might experience just someone through a proverbial window that you get to see a glimpse of. But there are humans that are always reaching out because they are human, like us.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. You have just lit up a troop of humans that are going to be experimenting and practicing this.
Yeah, they're
Very
excited.
cool. Wow. Okay, I have goosebumps all over. And you know what, Candice? I'm gonna say in the future we're gonna do a mastery empowerment class and we can focus on this because I can sense people want this and we want that guidance. Wow, so cool. Okay, well, it's so heartwarming to know that we have that access and that is where we're going. Does that just give you hope and keep you on purpose?
Yeah, I've always been a very hopeful person, even when, I was completely fully human here as Candace.
Mhm.
Yes, because peace on earth is coming. And that's one thing that the Andromedans tell me, all of the galactic aspects tell me is peace on earth is here. And I know in this physical body, I will be alive when we have no more wars, when it becomes completely taboo for the human population to take another life. And I know I will be in this physical form. So, yeah, peace on earth is
Yeah.
coming. Hmm.
Okay. Well, it's about time. I know that's all of us who are watching this came in to bring peace on earth. I know it. I know
I
it in
know we're
my
doing a
bones.
great job. Everybody's doing a good job.
And at times it's so easy just to say, I give up. I want to throw in the towel. But you know what? When we always come back to the heart and consciousness, let's talk a little bit about consciousness because you are expanding consciousness to the awareness that you are galactic, that you are a walk-in of different aspects, a soul braid. That's the expansion of consciousness. And that's what humans are on this journey of. That's what the awakening movement, let's call it a movement, is all about. The ascension journey is ascension of consciousness. And so it's really, really very exciting. And so, again, I think everyone is hopeful. I hope everyone is extremely hopeful. And I just say, when we look out at the external world, let's keep this in mind. And let's just say, wow, just watch, read between the lines and everything, look between the slides and everything and just watch. Okay. And stay in the heart
Mhm.
and steer our consciousness. All right. That's very cool. And I know you can talk so much more about that, but I want to move on to the water planet or the water being from the water planet. And this is really important because many on New Earth, especially the blue rays, all rays are important, but blue rays, especially with the water, have been visioning crystal clear turquoise waters like untouched. No plastic, no pollution. And how can we work with the water being who is here to assist the planet right now? And that's part of what your course is all about. So you can talk a little bit about that too. But the water being, wow, we want to work with him too.
Yes, absolutely. So, with the water being who I think, let me give you a little um, visualization. So, as the Earth is going through her changes and most of the planet is covered in water, it's not so much that all of a sudden everything will dissolve and we'll have turquoise waters. Eventually, we will. But as the Earth is erupting, I have been shown that all of the volcanoes and the earthquakes, whether they happen under land, but especially those small earthquakes that happen in the water and the volcanoes that happen in the water, what is transpiring is those become little doorways for intergalactic beings, which your scientists will see as new species that will be coming through the earth to actually do the dirty work of the cleanup. So we have these galactic from the planet of which this being comes from, who are species that will eat plastics, that will be able to absorb pollution and contaminate and transmute them either into a biological feed for the other marine life, or they will just be transmuted into particles that will integrate into the elements of the chemistry of the land. So they'll basically be inert. And your scientists will discover them as like new species of fish, algae, crustaceans, but they're actually galactic in origin. Again, because the humans have called so much for the cleaning of the planet, that Mother Gaia, in her ascension, for she is ascending as well, is able to facilitate the opening of these portals to allow these new species to come in, which are galactic in origin, to do some of the work. And that will take time. But whenever you're hearing about underwater volcanoes or some of that, don't stay in fear, because what you will have are these new species of entities of animals that will assist us in cleaning. And they have already started cleaning up some of those deep level, deep ocean pollutants that fall, from our waste products, plastic waste and so on, from the surface level down. So it's giving an upgrade, and it's going to be very biological in nature. And we're doing that. Humans are doing that and calling it forward. So years and decades of fighting for our oceans and fighting for our waters, um, in a sense, has been heard by our collective consciousness, and we're doing something about it. Mhm.
Wow. Okay. And for this, I'm going to be sharing the beautiful waters of the world, blessed sacred waters of the world through the era of peace. Patricia Diane Cotto Robles. I keep this on
Mhm.
my desk and add to it and add it to the rivers and the waters here. That is the work we've been doing. And I am so thrilled. It's so amazing that the new species, and there are new species, there's new species just being reported in the Amazon. There's new land masses coming out of volcanoes. And so these new species in the water or animals are intergalactic beings here
Mhm.
to do that cleanup job. Hallelujah, hallelujah. That is really cool. So we know that octopuses, right? Let's just say octopuses are very, and I've been told that they were planted on the planet as ET beings.
Mhm.
Can you share anything about um, octopuses, if you know anything about that, or any
Yes.
other water beings? I mean, we know the dolphins and the whales, but
Mhm.
octopuses, share, please.
Yes. So their ability to morph into, physically their bodies into tight spaces and live in some of those deeper waters. Part of their physiology is to release codes throughout each of their tentacles and suckers into the things that whatever that they touch. So their intelligence is really 360 degrees multi-dimensional from all sides. So they can easily embody a sphere because of their physiology, like the sphere, this light bubble, as they travel through the deep waters, to be able to help all of those small plankton and those tiny, tiny creatures that some of the larger creatures, like the whales, depend on to survive, to clean up their code and to purify the space that they are in. So they're very high intelligent beings that were brought into this planet. But as far as the newer species that are coming, a lot of the time we will see them as bottom dwelling fish, as different crustaceans, because this cleanup will happen from the bottom up. So from the little tiny species of things, including algae and certain fungi and what we call single cell organism, um, you know, bodies in the water, until they grow into larger things. So we will have newer, larger species of fish that will come. And some of our galactic friends will not be able to survive on Earth, but they will leave their DNA signature and they will mate and have egg babies of other fishes. So you'll get more hybrids that are in the waters moving forward.
Thank you for that. That is so cool. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I do want to do a call for people to check out the movie. It's on Netflix, My Octopus Teacher. So heartwarming. It will show you something that actually corroborates this message that you just shared with us. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I've always wanted to
Okay.
watch that. Haven't watched
Oh,
that movie.
yeah.
I'm gonna
Wow.
have to
Watch
tune in.
it. Watch it and tell me what you think. That would be really
Yeah.
cool. Okay. Just the love and the communication between human and an octopus. It's quite beautiful. Okay. Oh, well, let's bring in the Andromeda being that you are, the aspect of, and let's have a message. We'd love to hear the message of most importance at this timeline and Three-Eye Atlas. Wow. And meditation, whatever you'd like to do there, we are ready and receiving. Thank you.
No, thank you. So allow yourself to be in your heart space, whatever that means for you, how you get into your heart space. And we're going to enter and create a quantum field. For in that quantum field, there is no time, there is no space. If it is difficult for you to imagine, just think of a great open hall, a dance room, or a large holodeck of sorts. For when your heart intends to be in that space, you are there. Allow the mind to take a step back and lead in with your heart. The Andromedans really want you to know that within this quantum space lies the heart of love and all that you have so desired. For we wish to connect with you through this vessel in the chair. Through the opening of your heart, there are a few things that humans tend to forget. Your mind and your consciousness are not the same. The mind has been there to protect you, to allow you to learn in this human physical body. But the mind is not what ascends. Your heart longs for an ascension process of which you know, for you have all been to the heights of connection. And now it is time that you must remember that initial connection. Remember when your heart was formed, your heart of the human body was formed before the brain of your human body. And once the brain of the human body was completely formed during gestation, it created your mind and your ego's ability to form beliefs, fears, and judgment. Once the human remembers that their heart was created first, full of the galactic codes sent from the heart of the Creator, your mind will start to release its beliefs and judgments and fears. Through this act of releasing, you must choose to release and choose for the heart to lead. Ascension is not a passive thing. You must choose over and over and over again the heart. That is how the humans can distinguish between their consciousness rising and the mind. Through it is this consciousness that is here in the quantum space, allowing all of the love and the codes of light that we are sending, not only from our craft, but also from the craft of which you humans call Atlas. We would like to take you on an experience to view and participate in the knowledge and wisdom of the Atlas. Take a breath. In this quantum space that your consciousness is in, we open up a doorway and a portal of which you can safely travel, if you so wish, to go in your consciousness, in your light body, aboard the vessel, Atlas. Take a breath. Do not think about it, for the mind will sabotage you with thoughts of images, for it is seeing through the heart, which is your doorway into your consciousness. Your heart will be filled with those beings and their energies and their gifts to you. For the door is now open, and you may step aboard. Allow the energies of those who you know aboard the craft to greet you, to kiss you, to embrace. Feel them, for they are here for you. But you must choose the heart to join. For they send you the codes that you need to unlock the art of remembrance. Take a breath. Allow that energy to flow into you, around you. Humans sometimes need to mark an experience with a symbol. If a symbol, whether that be a light, a whisper, a word, a feeling, is your signature of this vessel, the Atlas, as you call it. Create that signature as a space within your heart to call upon when you need to remember this time and how magnificent you really are. You are back in the quantum space. Feel this chamber dissolve around you. Return fully to where you are on this beautiful planet, needed, love, guided at this time. Take a breath. And when you're ready, You may open your eyes and join us.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wow.
their big thing is humans have to do the work
And it's
in
heart.
community.
It's the heart.
Mhm.
I hope everyone is feeling their heart wide open. That is what I got from that big time. Just a
Mhm.
giant heart opening. Okay. And
And
I
um,
love, yeah, go
yeah.
ahead.
Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you for that experience and being willing to journey with me. They want this remembrance, and that's why I created this course, the Andromedan art of remembrance. And the first module is remembering the heart. So, and that's free for everyone. So the first module of the Andromedan art of remembrance, remembering the heart, comes with a meditation and then a physical art exercise that we do as a painter, and I paint a lot of geometric shapes and light codes. I'll take you through this process of uncovering your gifts and uncovering your blueprint of what you can use your gifts in a meaningful way. So it's important that light workers start to use their gifts in meaningful ways. I like to say my dear sister who was on this journey with me as well is very patient. I'm like, that's a gift you have. You have a gift of patience. But this course helps with that. And so um, I just encourage everyone, even if you don't want to buy all of the modules, which are remembering the heart, remembering your guides, remembering um, your path, remembering your star, and remembering your light. And they're all Andromedan guided through healing meditation and journeys. And then you do the work of creating art because through that creation, even if it's a doodle of a face or a heart or a star, anything, you're putting into manifest the desire to manifest your gifts. And so it's really all about your gifts and what you bring to the world. You don't have to have a walk in experience um, because you're in a body on a planet. And that's the most amazing thing you can do is stay in your body on this planet for as long as possible because you're needed here.
Yes, you are needed here. So that is beautiful. So the course that you mentioned, I want to direct everyone to check it out. The webpage that got you to this program has that listed, and you can scroll down and see that. Or in the description box where you're watching this video on YouTube, you'll find the link for that. Click into it and check it out. This is a beautiful course and it's all about the heart. Why is this course so important now? And what transformation can people expect from it?
Yeah. So this course is really important now to manifest your gifts on the planet in meaningful ways. So if you aren't sure what you have to offer, what your gifts are, then this course is really for you. If you have this burning desire, you want to express yourself in meaningful ways in the world, but not sure how to tease out. The Andromedans are opening that door through meditation and through art to allow you to remember your divine blueprint and your gifts. So there are 5 different courses where I take you through a deep meditation journey and then a art experience where you'll actually take whatever you have, crayons, paper, pencils. You'll physically be creating something on paper that will allow you to remember what gifts you have and how to manifest them in the world so all humanity can benefit um, from your light.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Then that is available. And It's already available. So as soon as you order, you get immediate access. That's really special. So you can get started right away. All right. Thank you for this, Candice. Is there anything else you want to share about this beautiful offering that you're giving us?
As the Andromedans teach us that we need to let the heart lead first and not the mind. And we were never bound by the mind. We were always free from it. And so it's just a matter of physically reteaching ourselves how to live from the heart and let the mind rest. Let the mind retire until you need it to work for you. So yeah, I hope everybody joins the course. There will be modules 2 through 5, which are paid, which will help you go deeper into your gifts and your manifestation ability and connect you with the planet of ascended humans and your own light.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. And we are excited for that. It's a real quantum lesson and a lesson on the ascension of humanity and really a roadmap of how ascended humans live and how we can get there as well. Very cool. Thank you for that, Candice.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can't wait to be on again.
Yes, and so I am just so thrilled and with everything that happened today. And I just want to give you a big hug and thank you for really stepping into this role because it can't be easy. It's got to be frightening as all get out, leaving behind that old world. But then look at how your life was set up for this, meeting your husband himself is a walk-in, and more will be revealed. But what is being revealed is this galactic connection of humanity. We
Yeah.
are galactic and you're helping bridge that wisdom to planet Earth for great shift and great change. So, as we say goodbye, any final thoughts?
Stay in your light. Remember who you are.
Simple and eloquent. Thank you, Candice Davis. Again, everyone, thank you for receiving this today and for experiencing it. And we invite you to join Candice in her program. You will feel elated and full of love. Thank you, Candice, and thank you,
Thank
everyone,
you.
for being here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye.
Namaste. Bye.
Mhm.
Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. Access all quantum conversations, special offers from our guests, and online healing retreats by visiting acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. We leave you now with music from the universe. Music literally created by the universe as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.